All right. I know this is an unexpected live stream. All right, definitely unexpected live stream, guys. How you guys doing? Uh yeah, something different. I'm definitely gonna get the TikTok algorithm going. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Thank you for showing love and support. I know this is something different. Usually I go live a little later, but I wanted to switch stuff up, see if anything could change, things like that. Hey, Chuck, what's good? This is something different, man. Usually I go live a little later. That whole week before I was sick out of oh, that's different. Likes are pretty different. So welcome everybody on TikTok and on YouTube. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? What's good, Chuck? What's good, Sarah? Hopefully everybody's doing good. I'm also live on TikTok as well too. So you guys could definitely like up the live stream on TikTok and on YouTube. You guys like it up. You know, that's how we help the algorithm here. You know, we got to help the algo. We believe Christianity is true, man. Christianity is true. We believe it to be true. We have an open religious dialogue. You could be a Hebrew Israelite. You could be part of Islam. You could be, doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. Doesn't matter to me. So hopefully, guys, everybody's doing well. I have a video coming about Leviticus 25 verse 44 to 46. For those on TikTok and YouTube, I do have a video coming on that real soon, going in depth. I've been reading a lot of commentaries and things like that. So, and also, I also have a surprise for you guys as well too. I will be having a Hebraic scholar come up to talk about this. I'm not going to say any names, but I will have an interview with the Hebraic scholar talking about slavery in the Bible. So that should be fun, though. That should be very fun because it's good to get scholarly opinions on this matter because it's always a tricky topic. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. You guys just be on the lookout, okay? But that interview's coming in May, though, so that's gonna be a good minute from now. So I have a Hebraic scholar. That was good, Gumbo. So I have a Hebraic scholar who's actually gonna be on my YouTube live stream coming up in May, which I know is a long time, which is talking about slavery in the Bible. I hit him up and said, hey, would you be willing to talk about this? I present some questions, we dialogue and talk. He was like, cool. So I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger who that Hebraic scholar is, so we could talk about slavery in the Bible. So, but you guys would like it though. I think it would be real exciting, very informational as well too. Yes, gumbo. Yes, gumbo, indeed. But yeah, I'm excited about that, man. I got a Unitarian, not a, I was about to say Unitarian scholar. I mean, a Hebraic scholar that could talk about slavery in the Bible. God bless you too, man. God bless you too. Oh yeah, you guys, don't forget to repost, man. Help that algorithm for your boy. Have the algorithm help me out, man. But yeah, I'm excited about that, man, to get that Hebraic scholar, man. I'm real excited about that, man. I know it's gonna be real entertaining. I know it's gonna be real good. And best believe tomorrow I would definitely have a thing that says Christianity is true and every religion is false. Just that's how you rowdy up some people. I'm definitely gonna do that. Not to do it purposely, but that's how you get the dialogue that you seek to have and things like that. But yeah, oh, we got 5 people on YouTube land, man. 5 people. I hope everybody's doing good on YouTube land over here, man. You guys like up the live stream for me, like it up, like it up, like it. Today we're just talking about religious dialogues and things like that. But one thing I do want to talk about before we get anybody, because I don't know if we're gonna get anybody, but if we don't, yeah, it was good, Josh, man. Yeah, man, early live, man, early live. Trying to get that early life work. Oh, I think we got somebody. All right, Adam Atheist. Okay,
What's up?
how you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I can't complain. It's a good day today. Tired a little bit, but good day nevertheless.
Yeah, pretty good weather. Feels like spring is here, but
With the time change, I don't know, man. The time change kind of messed me up a little bit.
dude, I didn't even know it was coming. I'm like, what's going on? I was so confused the night before, and I'm like, man, it's like 4 a.m. already. It only feels like 3 a.m. And I woke up the next morning and realized like the clock went in.
Yeah, it was hard for me waking up to work this morning. I was like, I was so sluggish. I was groggy. Whew. It was a mess, man. But all right, Adam, I see you're atheist, man.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you atheist, if you don't mind me asking?
Because God's not real.
What made you come to those conclusions, if you don't mind me asking? Let me put your volume. I can't even hear you. Are you muffled a little bit? Sorry, are you muffled?
Oh, dude, I hope my thing's not messed up. Shoot. Dang. I could be. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, I can hear you, but like before you sounded more louder. Now you sound like you've been muzzled a little bit.
Jeez. Oh, my thing's not messed up. Jeez.
But I can still hear you though, but it's just lower. So try.
But yeah, I mean, like the evidence, like I was trying to convert some Jehovah's Witnesses to atheism, and I was doing research on the Jehovah's Witnesses. So like one of them was like Lloyd Evans, if you want to go down the rabbit hole. But I'm like, dang, these guys make sense.
Interesting. So what?
More and more down the rabbit hole. It's like I'm ashamed I was ever a Christian.
What made you become an atheist, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what was that like tipping point that was like, you know what? I think I'm finally gonna make that transition. I'm gonna finally make that move.
I mean, the last step, I'm like, this looks like a scam, and all these evil Bible verses, and it's pointing to a scam. I'm like, well, there has to be some evidence for God. So I goes on YouTube. I'm like, Orthodox Proof of God, and it's like basically the first cause of BS. And I was like, damn, all this for nothing. Time to move on.
If you see me put my ear closer, it's just so I could hear you thoroughly and better.
My phone's not messed up.
Yeah. Jeez. Like it has moments where it's good, and has moments when it's not good.
That sucks.
Yeah, you just sounded good right there. I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing. But I will say, you said the first thing that I heard, you talked about the evil that's in the Bible. I guess before we get to the philosophical reason, what was the evil that really got you questioning?
I'm not big into slavery and unaliving people for like guys to hook up with guys, or I don't think women should marry their attacker or stuff like that.
Okay, you want to talk about because I was gonna go where cinemology was gonna go when he says, what is your standard of evil? Because I was thinking about this the other day. I came across this live because I get a lot of atheist or agnostic lives. I try not to be in the echo chamber, but I heard somebody was talking about how they think the God of the Bible was just like the worst thing that could possibly happen for humanity and stuff like that. And as they were talking, and somebody was able to talk to them, they say they don't like how they were unaliving kids or babies and stuff like that, because they brought up the story with Elisha and the bear. And with the story of Elisha the bear, that same person asked him, he's saying, do you support abortion? And he said yes. And he said he found it very hypocritical how you could support abortion but have a problem with the unaliving of babies. So what would you say to that?
I think the new, like the traditional modern Christianity morals, like I mean, we can use the Bible to look at some morals, but Like it's clearly we can do better than the Bible.
And how can we become to do better? Like what would be our standard of knowing how to do better? That's what I would be asking.
I mean, you just got to use your brains. Like, I mean, as an example, me as an atheist, like, I tell people like, hey, you should be careful when you eat pork. You know, like,
Hmm.
I don't. I mean, do you think brain parasites? You don't think brain parasites are good, do you?
I will hope not. I will hope not. So I hope somebody would know that it's not good for you. And I guess my next question would,
And I mean, we're in the Bible. Does it tell you that like, do you have to use the Bible to know that brain parasites are bad, or?
no, we got scientific studies on that.
Right, and like we have science. I think we can use science to help disprove the Bible. Like, I mean, you're a typical Pauline Christian, right? I mean, you eat pork and stuff, right?
I actually don't eat pork.
Okay. Well, I mean, you think it's okay for people to eat it in general, right?
Well, if they choose to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, there's other like, I assume your clothes are like it looks like you're wearing cotton or polyester. I mean,
I'm wearing cotton.
Polyester.
Oh,
okay. At least
yeah.
you're wearing cotton, but you know, if you have the money, we should probably be sleeping in linen bed sheets. I mean, the Bible mentions linen, so it's like the parts of the Bible that actually make sense we don't even follow. So I mean, you want to talk about morality, we should follow the parts of the Bible that actually make sense. You know.
We'll get to that, Adam. You can ask me all the questions in the world. Trust me. I don't mind. But I guess I want to go back to the what you call it. Dang, I think when you were talking, I kind of lost my train of thought. But you brought up. I'm trying to remember, man. Dang.
Etymology, you can do research. Like, I'm making some points, but I mean, as a Christian, you can do your own research. Like, look up the Bible contradictions.
I have
Bible verses.
I have
the history.
You know, I'm going little by little. I'm trying to remember. Dang it! I'm so mad that I forgot. Let me go up because I think it built off the point. What is your standard of evil and things like that? Oh, I think I remember. Okay, sorry. See, I have to. So what I wanted to ask when we talked about evil, right? You said, you know, whatever's like in the brain, right? And what happens if somebody in their brain think it's good to unalive somebody, but it's good to them in their brain? Should their thoughts and their ideas should be the moral standard, I would say?
I mean, we need to have discussions about this. Like, you know, like we should be having discussions about morality instead of this crazy cult you're in. You know, like, I mean, you guys think you're a good person, but you're not. Like, you're victimizing people. You know, like, I understand you think this stuff's good. Like, you think this stuff's real. But
well, let's just say I am in a cult and stuff like that. Let's just say that. What is the best example for me to live as a human being? What is the purpose to even like conduct myself? Because I want to know how to live, you know, in this world. Like, how should I live? Let's just say I am in a cult. Let's just run with your idea. How should I live?
I mean, if you want to be a slave, I mean, Christianity, I mean, it's good for slavery. I mean, it helped enslave your people. I mean, if you need like directions and enjoy being a slave, I mean, be a Christian. But
well, I just said
we need more freedom and autonomy.
I just said, brother. I said, what would you give me as some moral advice that I should go about living a good life according to your worldview? Let's just say Christianity is a cult. Let's just run with it.
I mean, first thing I would recommend doing is doing more research. Like, there's tons of evidence against Christianity, and then once you leave the cult, like maybe as a good person, you can let others know, and also like focus on improving your life and the lives of your friends and family and our society. Like, that's what we should be spending more of our time on instead of like, I mean, we shouldn't be having like a ridiculous conversation about some fairy tale book. It's sad.
Well, I just said, let's just say it's a cult. I'm just saying, what would be the best way for me to live morally if this book wasn't the case? Like, how should I conduct myself?
As a good person, like, be a good person. Like, help yourself, help others, help your family, help your friends.
And what happens if a person say being a good person is unaliving people? That's a good person to them. How would we tell them that they're wrong?
I mean, if they can't figure it out, I mean, there are going to be problems, and some people we have to just put them in jail or unalive them.
Sorry, I didn't expect that. That caught me off guard. So there's no like moral objective standard. It's just like choosing like vanilla and chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, you can play pretend and like pretend like we get the morals from the Sky Daddy or the Bible and stuff, but I mean, reality is we use our brains. Like the same thing Christians like. I mean, Christians helped enslave your people, and then they realized it was wrong. Like,
But
like
me and you will both agree that people using their brain is not the best alternative because people could use their brains for all types of stuff and could do a whole bunch of crazy things.
Yeah, I think you should leave your slave religion.
Hey man, why you keep talking? Man, we having a normal conversation. I'm just saying, how can I live? And you keep bringing about Christianity. I'm not even talking about it. I'm not even mentioning it. I'm asking you, how can I conduct myself? I stopped talking about it. I said, let's just say it is a cult. Let's just go with you. How can I live? How can I conduct myself? How can humans go about things? Because you brought about slavery. Let's just say in the transatlantic slave trade, there is no moral. So what they're doing is good to them because you know why? It's culturally good.
I mean, you're not a psychopath, are you? Like, I mean, would you be like a complete psychopath if you left your cult? Like,
you said what? Say that again. Sorry, it's still a little low, man.
You would be a psychopath if you left your cult, would you?
A psychopath? I don't think other Christians will call me a psychopath if I left. They'll probably just sound misinformed.
I'm not talking about just in general. Like, I mean, if you didn't have your Bible to guide you, like your religion to guide you, would you just like would you want to like not even care if you want to life people or something? Like,
I'm just bringing things that come to mind. Me personally, I may never do that. But all I can say is that there are people who do these things, and they go out unaliving people, and it may be good to them, it may feel good to them, and it may be they're good. But according to your worldview, you will have no right to condemn them because that's just them. They just doing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Under my worldview, I'm an autonomous individual. Like, I have a brain. I can use my brain. Like, if somebody wants to unalive me, I don't need to like, oh, what would God want me to do? Like, should I defend myself or should I turn the other cheek? Like, we can use our brains and common sense under my worldview. Under your worldview, like, do you turn the other cheek or do you defend yourself? Or what does the Bible say? What am I supposed to think? Is slavery bad? Like, oh, it was good 2,000 years ago, says the Bible says so. Like, how do I reconcile this? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Hey, man. And you could say it's ridiculous, but I still haven't heard, in my opinion, a good valid point against it. Like, you don't give me a better suggestion not to choose Christianity than choosing your worldview.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you should stay in the cult. Like, I mean, if you want to be a slave to the religion, yeah, go ahead and stay in the cult. Like, if you don't have any morals, like, then yeah, I don't. Maybe you shouldn't ever be considered an atheist. Like, if you're a horrible person, like, I mean, if you don't know that it's bad to mass unalive people, then yeah, definitely stay in your cult.
Well, I mean, I guess we disagree on I guess you can't convince me, man.
Yeah, I mean, like, it sounds like you enjoy like.
Man, I haven't even talked about Christianity not even one time, man. You brought it up more than me. I would have thought you were a Christian.
You're talking about worldview, like.
Yeah.
How would I have morals without being a slave to Christianity? Like, it's weird.
I'm just saying, how does one conduct? Because you're giving me an alternative, a better option than what I have. And if your option is better than mine, how would I live in this world? Because your worldview sounds like straight chaos. Like anybody could do what they want.
Dude, like, let me put it another way. Like,
I'm listening.
Let's say you left Christianity tomorrow. Like, do your morals have to change? Other than like not being a slave to Christianity, do your morals have to change in any way?
But it's not about the morals changing. It's like, how should I conduct myself? You know what I mean? Like how should I live?
Give you a more concrete example. Like, yes, when I was in the cult, I wasted time and money on the cult. When I left the cult, my worldview didn't really change that much. Yes, I don't believe in Sky Daddy, and I get more time and I help people, but nothing really changed for me. Like, I didn't need some crazy cult to like tell me what's moral or what I should do with my life. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I was in the cult and I was worshiping Jesus, but the only difference my worldview gives me is more time and money, and now I get to help people instead of scamming them.
You don't think Christianity, because I'm gonna get off the topic of the moral stuff. So you don't believe that Christianity produces a thing of giving to the poor and giving to those who are less fortunate?
Hell no, it robs the poor. What are you talking about? That's
So
ridiculous.
when Jesus
Look
said,
what they're doing in Africa, they're robbing people.
just
like they rob people. Like, where do you think the Mormon Church got their $300 billion from?
I'm not disagreeing, but what did Jesus say? What did Jesus say? What to do to the poor?
Yeah, give to them. Oh yeah, they do. I mean, they give some money to the poor, but like do it yourself. Like, you don't think you can help the poor as much or more than some? Like, you need your slave master to give your money to the poor? Like, come on.
I don't know why you keep bringing that up, but yeah, Jesus talked.
Look what Christians have done to the community. It's like, man, it's ridiculous.
You keep pointing to what people who claim to be Christians who did sinful things, beyond sinful things, and treating people less than human.
Religion is simple. It's a scam.
The same religion that tells people to love your neighbor as you love yourself, to care for those who are less fortunate, to feed the poor.
Leviticus 20:13, it says to unalive them, and Jesus said it's okay to eat pork supposedly, which hurts people. I mean,
so
like, what the hell?
Can you bring the verses for those things, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, doesn't like, are you a Pauline Christian? Don't you believe in the whole Bible?
What you mean, Pauline? Oh, you talking about talking about keeping the rest of the laws?
Yeah. Like, obviously, like, some of the laws like seem a little bit weird, like, but some of them make a lot of sense. Like 2,000 years ago, why would Jesus want people to get intestinal parasites and brain parasites? Like, what kind of person? Like, I mean, I'm an atheist, but 2,000 years ago, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to eat pork. Like, even now, you got to be careful. Like, it still has some parasites in it. You should look up Toxoplasmosis gondii. Maybe you have it. Maybe that's why you're a Christian.
Well, I want to address grief. There's the 613 laws don't still stand because some of them are sacrificial laws, and obviously there's no temple, so there's no all 613. So no, not all 613 laws stand.
So grief, do you think like guys that hook up with guys, like every single one of them should be unalive? Like, you think 1 million people should be unalive like tomorrow?
What verse? You still didn't bring up the verse to me.
Leviticus 20:13. You want me to type it out for you?
Oh, Leviticus 20:13. Let's read it so I can read it for the audience.
Ask them if they support it. If they think like 1 million people should be unalive tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. All right, Leviticus 20:13. If a man lies with the male as he lies with the woman, both of them has committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Oh, I should have probably say that. I should say should be put to. I don't know. I should have reworded it because you know how TikTok algorithm is beyond crazy. But yeah, do you know, Adam, that the Mosaic law was for the Israelites? The scripture was about pederasty, not about. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too, grief. But I think it's both. But what happened, Adam? Say that again.
Yeah, like, and as an atheist, like, especially when you have health claims, like, I think we should look at more health stuff instead of just what our corrupt modern scientists tell us.
Well, I think God gives people wisdom in the health field to how to dictate and get wisdom to learn new things. I think God works.
You should leave your call and do some more research. Like, look up standard of care.
Man, you still haven't given me a good reason to leave it, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, it's false. Like, do you have nothing? Like, I get your fairy tales sound good, but just because it sounds good, can you understand? Like, like the Quran can sound good. That doesn't make it. You don't believe in the Quran, right?
Nope.
But like, I mean, just do some research. Like, I know it's like you enjoy being in your little club, but like,
how you assume I didn't do research? Oh, thank you guys for getting 3.2K likes. But yeah, how you? Why do you think I haven't done research?
So you think Leviticus 20:13 was good?
For the law that it was for the Israelites, yeah.
So you think unaliving people for who they hooked up with was good?
Do you know the context? Do you have an example of that even occurring in the yo? None of that stuff. Somebody kick. Let me kick him out. We gotta block report. Yep. Uh, all right. Definitely. All right, I kicked him out, but yeah, blocked him and everything. No, Chuck, I didn't mean to say context. But for the Israelites in the context that it was, that was the law. They were trying to separate them for the nations that they're around them. And in our mindset, in our paradigm, uh, homosexuality is a sin, just like how murder is a sin, just like how anything is a sin. So uh, I refrain from saying that. I made a boo boo, if you could say that, I guess. I don't know. Days. No, Adam left. Adam left. I don't know why he left. But hey, Days, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You sound familiar. Were you here before?
I think we talked once before. I lose track of like the Christians I talked to, but I believe we talked like maybe like a month ago, or maybe
A month? No, I think we have. I think we did talk a month ago. Your profile
yeah.
seems familiar.
Yeah, no, I definitely recognize you, but I think it was probably a different background last time.
It was different background. It was. It was
Okay.
why you were a Christian. Why aren't you a Christian?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then yeah, I probably definitely talked to you.
Yeah.
I was just to remind you, I'm an atheist.
Mhm.
I used to be a Christian. I pursued ministry for a while, and then decided that I no longer believed.
Wait, question. Were you what? Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off. But weren't you the one who said, I'm trying to get remembrance that you were like involved in the church, then you were gonna go to like school to pursue that? Okay. See, look, my memory.
Yeah. I was going through like a pre-seminary program and planned on pursuing like a full-time seminary. But after studying, I was like, I don't think I can believe this anymore.
Yeah, I remember you, man. I remember you.
Yeah, no, we had a civil conversation last time. So
I don't know about the other dude. He just kept every 2 seconds saying Sky Daddy. Like he couldn't like at least talk back and forth. He just kept saying Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy. Like, okay, I get that's what you think, but like give me like a good reason. Like he wanted to convince me, and I'm like, you're not giving me good reasons, man. Just kept saying every 2 seconds.
I think unfortunately a lot of I guess you could call them my fellow atheists, in this space are very hostile or like combative.
Yeah.
When they get in these lives like this, and I'm just like, I don't think that's how you handle the conversation. Like, I'm very much like a match your energy kind of guy. So
yeah,
but you're very respectful, so I'm not gonna go crazy on it. But, I did want to touch on what the last guest was saying, though, because while I disagree with his approach, I think that maybe the root of his point was a good one, in that you guys were talking about the Levitical law for the Hebrews about the punishment for homosexuals.
It wasn't only that. I'm sorry to cut you off, Dave, but it wasn't only that. It started off because he said unaliving was like terrible, right? And I brought to him, I said, like, I brought an example because I heard somebody the other day, I go to lives and they talked about how unaliving was wrong, right? But they're the same people, according to my paradigm. We believe abortion is wrong, but in our paradigm, abortion is unaliving of infants, right? And the person supports that, but while at the same time saying that, they don't support God in doing that. So it's like a catch-22. And when I promoted to him and I said, okay, let's just say Christianity is false. How should I live and conduct myself morally?
Yeah, no, I get that. I've heard that argument from Christians before. I personally, like the abortion topic's a tricky one. I don't see the equivalence to. This might be a point just to agree to disagree, but I don't consider fetuses or the state that Christians would like to call them children or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't consider that quite the same as what we see God command of unaliving people for all kinds of reasons in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand why, because obviously I was a Christian, so I totally understand where you're coming from with that. And I don't really like having the abortion conversation with Christians just because it's
we're not gonna have that.
we're never gonna see eye to eye. I think our views there are just too far apart. But what I would say is that I guess the difference there is that atheists aren't held to any kind of standard. So it may be hypocritical, I guess, or in some way in your mind it might be hypocritical, but atheists aren't beholden or held to this moral standard, whereas we would expect that an all-loving, all-good God would be. So we wouldn't expect your God to be in support of abortion.
Mm-hmm.
But we do see your God command things like gay people being stoned to unalivement. So that's why I think atheists focused on it. It's not that they're, advocating for their own moral standard, but it seems like a contradiction of your God to be against abortion for some reason, but then turn around and command that his people unalive adults who decide that they want to sleep with the same sex, So I understand the conversation of comparing atheist views on abortion to criticizing the things that the God commands in the book.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the reason that I think atheists bring that up is not because of their moral views, but because of the moral contradiction, or the seemingly moral contradiction, of an all-living God saying something in one place and then conducting itself completely contrary in another place. And so I think that you asked about context, do you know the context? And Christians like to bring that up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think personally there's any context for me that I can even imagine ever where we don't even have to talk about gay people necessarily, but there are other places in the book, I'm sure you're familiar with the Amalekites, where that is good or okay. I can't even imagine a wacky scenario or context where taking the life of an infant or a child can be justified by context or literally anything. So I think it's important to recognize that. Now, Christians will obviously, they kind of have to appeal to some context where that's good. And I think that's kind of one of the biggest problems with the belief system. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that. I think one thing I will say, you talked about a lot, so I'm gonna try my best to try to talk.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No worries. You could have stopped me.
No, it's okay. I just wanted you to get your thoughts off. It looked like you was on a roll, so I wanted you to finish your thoughts.
No
But
worries.
I want to talk about the Amalekites, because since that was the last thing that was talked about, and I guess in the realm of context, I guess I'm gonna ask a generic question. In any book that you read, do you try to get the context of what you're reading about so you can understand what's transpiring or what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm also a writer, so I think context is very important. I would agree with you. It's
nonfiction or fiction?
Fiction.
You got any work, man? I like reading, so I don't know if you have.
Yeah, I have. I published my first novel. Before that, it was short stories, but my first novel I published 2023, I think, which is crazy.
Do you have it online? I probably want to read it. Sorry, I like reading, so.
Yeah, it's on Amazon, and it's called. The title is Silver, and my name is Logan Arthur.
I don't have Amazon on here. Okay, let's go on here.
I think if you have like a Kindle or whatever, I think I made it free. So, but it's like a horror coming of age.
Okay. Silver.
And it's got like a dark cover with like a rune.
I see it. Okay. Definitely take a look at it, man. Definitely.
Oh, thanks, man. But yeah, so anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
I understand the context.
Yeah,
and,
so yeah, sorry. Yeah, context. So what I would say, I just want to talk about the Amalekites thing, and then we could just go on to something else, or if you want to talk more about it, we can. Every time I look at the Amalekite story, the Israelites never actually are the people to wipe out the Amalekites. They continue to appear even to what's he call it, to Solomon. So this is where I get to some Hebrew scholars, Hebraic Hebrew scholars, who will say things like it's more of like almost like a total conclusion, like you're gonna like wipe them out, or like how we use today, we about to cook them, right? Like that's the new slang and stuff like that of saying like we're gonna like demolish them, but are we gonna literally cook them over an oven and things like that? I see it as that kind of language, and they kind of use other ancient Near East stories. I wish I could had this on me on speed dial, but yeah, it's around those poetic languages and things like that. Not trying to use it as an excuse, but you could see if we were to take it literally, these people should never appear again if they were literally like wiped out. If they were literally wiped out, there should be no trace, no nothing. But we see them continue to appear over and over and over in the biblical narrative. So I definitely see it as like a, how should I say, like, you know, when people about to go to war, they said, man, let's utterly destroy them and stuff like that, just to show like they had a decisive victory over them. That's the, I know there's different point of views people will say and stuff like that, but
yeah,
that's
no, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, that's just the viewpoint I hold to, and things like that. People gonna disagree. That's okay. I mean, I'm not fighting nobody.
Yeah, no, and I've definitely heard that before in talking to Christians. And yeah, that's true that like we do see Amalekite people pop up in other places later. But I guess my issue isn't necessarily whether or not the command was obeyed or like carried out successfully. It's that this God, that's what God expected, that he gave this command at all in the first place, is a huge problem for me and for a lot of other people. And it, like I said, like whether or not these people were absolutely wicked, or, you know, a lot of Christians like to say they were like sacrificing
their
babies,
yeah, on a
stuff
thing.
like that.
It
Which,
was a cultural practice. It was a cultural practice. So
yeah, so but it like, I don't think that even in that context that makes you know, wiping out an entire people group. In this case, it wasn't an entire group, but at least a lot of them were wiped out. I don't think that makes it okay, and especially if the wiping them out was an effort to like stop what they were doing. There's no reason to also target the infants and the children. Like, that seems ridiculous. To stop people from sacrificing their children, you take out their children like for them, I guess. I don't know. It just, like, when you really think about it, and I know that it's a difficult conversation, because I don't think I ever had this thought as a believer. Like, it wasn't until I left that I was able to really
think about
wrestle with this stuff. But it just doesn't make any sense, and it is more like you hear that saying that actions speak louder than words. Like, this God, you know, all over the place, we're told that he's loving, that he's good, that, you know, he wants that no one should perish, like all this stuff. But then you look at his actions and they absolutely do not match up. I mean, it's a complete disconnect.
I have a question before I lose my train of thought.
Yeah.
I will say, I guess I have several questions just so I could kind of like, you know, try to understand your thought process and things like that. Because I agree to you, it's not a easy passage. I won't try to dismiss it like it it is an easy passage and things like that. But one thing I would say, you said you brought up that God is loving, right? If people were doing like wicked and atrocious thing, like how we know that the Amalekites were offering their children to like a false god and things like that, what would you expect a god like that to do? Just so I could kind of understand.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, so like if I had a child hypothetically, or even like a sibling, like I have siblings, and they were doing something horrible, either to me or to themselves or to somebody else, whatever it is. I think that like unaliving them would or I would hope that unaliving them would be like the last, not even make the list of solutions. And I'm not even all powerful. Like I would only have limited solutions available to me, but unaliving them, like I don't think that would ever make the list ever. I would hope not.
What happened if what you call it? Because obviously we believe it, as Christian, that God is a just judge as well too. So with us believing in that concept, these people will continue practice that was 400 years. Like I guess my question was still like asked like what would you like what would be a solution? Yeah, like what would be a solution if somebody continue to practice? Because we will agree, like imagine if we have like a baby right now or toddler and things like that, and we just gave them to the fire. We would be like, yo, like we'll be quick to condemn those kind of people. Am I correct? We would say put them to jail, do something to them, right? At least to our thought process.
So so I think if the Amalekites were truly as bad as the Bible would have us believe, then I'm not against like them being punished for that, or like there being consequences.
And what punishment? Sorry, I'm just having thoughts. Just so like, what kind of punishment would you like expect them to receive if there's been a 400 years of a custom practice of doing this thing?
I don't know. I mean, the good thing about God is that he has all the power to do anything that he wants. And not only that like he can do whatever he wants, but like he can achieve any outcome that he wants. So anything that he chose to do would have resulted in, a correction or whatever. Like, so if I put myself in God's shoes, I again, literally could have done anything else aside from like, even if the adults and all of the people that were, responsible for their actions or could be, even if I wanted to take all of them out, the second that I decide that, also these infants and children have to go, that would make me, in my opinion, like not a loving, not a good being. It's in that moment. So like we can argue about whether the adults were doing all this horrible stuff, and fine. Like if they had to go, if that was the only way to, stop them from doing whatever they were doing, then fine. I'm okay to grant that. Like, okay, go in and unalive all of them. But again, the second that I decide that, these children and babies have to go as well, it becomes an issue in my eyes when, again, your God is all powerful. So he could have unalived all the adults and the responsible ones that, all the people that could think for themselves. And then he could have commanded his people to adopt all the children or to, I don't know, like literally anything. Like your God is all powerful. Like he's made manna rain from heaven. He split the sea. He created the entire universe.
So I would say this. Oh, sorry, so I just don't want to lose my train of thought, Days, when you
go for it.
But I was gonna say that, like according to my worldview, I don't believe that all the children were actually unalive, because like I said, you need like children, obviously, or babies in order to make new generations. And like I said, we see Amalekites pop up over and over again. So I don't believe so I won't hold to those standards that's what transpired. I just believe that's use of decisive language of saying, hey, I want you to have total victory over these people. And we kind of go ahead.
But he commanded it though. Like he specifically called it out. It's not very often that we see that in his commands.
He commanded it, right? And they fulfilled his command, but in the fulfilling of his command, these Amalekites were still there. So obviously us interpreting what the command actually is different from how they took the command to be.
So would you say that not a single infant or child was unalived that day?
I don't know. I don't know. Me and you both were not there that day. So
but so my issue would be that even if it was one, even if it was a single baby that was unalive due to a command from an all good, all loving God, that is a huge issue. Especially an all good, all loving, all powerful God who had other means to achieve what he was trying to achieve there. So even if it was one, like sure, we can agree to disagree that maybe they weren't all taken out, but God gave this command specifically calling out infants and children. I mean, the verse is very clear. Go and unalive all that they have, the men, women, children, infants. It says the donkey, like even the animals, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's why I tell you it's like a decisive language. I was trying to pull up because other authors, they're not even Christians authors, by the way. They're like ancient Near East, like they study ancient Near East, and they talked about it. I'm trying to pull it up. That's why I'm looking on the side as well too.
That's fine.
But I will say that gives me something to think about if it's just one child and things like that. It's something I would probably think about a little deeper on after the live stream and things like that. But I will say one thing I could doubtably say that, like when you see this says even the like livestock and things like that is definitely decisive victory, saying I want you to have a decisive victory over these people. I hold to that position. I'm trying to get this ancient.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I just think that
Gigawatts, buddy.
I think that in this scenario, in this specific case, I think God shouldn't have been using his typical, if you want to argue that it was like more hyperbole or like not hyperbole, but he didn't actually mean to unalive them all, that he just meant he wanted this decisive victory, that should have been made incredibly clear. Because
how you don't think, I guess my question will ask, because it was written to those people at those times, so if these people took it to mean that, obviously removed from the culture and things like that. So when we like, I always bring up the example that if we were to talk like how we talk now and how the younger generation say, oh, you're cooking stuff like that, and somebody 50 years later or even somebody 50 years in the past, if they hear that, they're going to actually think, what do you mean by you're cooked, right? I guess it just depends on the content of that culture.
So the way that translations work, I actually studied, I have a degree in linguistics, and
Oh, really?
my minor was creative writing. That's why I'm a writer now.
Oh, okay.
But the way that language works is, or in translation specifically, is that we understand how ancient Hebrew worked. Now, obviously, we don't have all the context, but we have enough writings and historical writings and stuff like that to be able to tell the difference between, for example, in the Bible, between like a poetic language and literal language,
like hyperbolic.
It's interesting.
Or
hyperbolic language, and it's interesting because we're so good at telling the difference that we can tell that when God gives commands, that's pretty much never hyperbole.
I wouldn't say never.
No, but pretty much like the majority of the commands God gives are not hyperbolic or he doesn't use the poetic form of the language when he gives commands, because they're commands. They have to be very clear. I mean, these are instructions people are meant to follow, so there can't be any ambiguity. And so when people are translating the Bible, and obviously we have a very, very good grasp again on how they used language at that time.
Correct.
We know that it was very, 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 very rare for God or the words attributed to God giving commands was used in a poetic way. And so you can look up scholars and stuff, and pretty much I don't think a single one will agree that this was the case here. That
I would definitely look that up. Let me write that down. Hold up. Let me see. Write that down real quick.
Yeah, I mean, so we've had hundreds of years of studying the language from a linguistic point of view, and it's very important for linguists and for the translators of the Bible to get this stuff right, because you're right. Like if this was a command that was just meant to be viewed as like just go win the battle or whatever,
I would just say
decisive.
that's how the people of that, time took it. Like I said, especially if other ancient Near East scholars who don't even specialize when it comes to the Hebrew and stuff like that, but they're looking at the other surrounding ancient Near East, that they use this kind of language to show to have this decisive victory. I think that maybe not is the end all be all, but it should carry weight in how one should interpret within one's context or within one's region.
No, and I get that, but I guess what I'm saying is that if that was the case here, then it would have been translated as such. Like the reason we're reading it the way that it's read, where it's not, it doesn't sound hyperbolic at all. Like obviously Christians will want to say that it is, but it would have been translated in a way that was clear for in English that it was being hyperbolic. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it was translated from the language in a very precise way. I mean, it has to be. So, like, if it was hyperbolic, we would read it hyperbolic.
And how does a reading makes it sound hyperbolic? Like how does hyperbolic may sound like? And like,
well, so we can look at like the Book of Psalms or Proverbs or Song of Solomon. Like these are all books.
I agree those are sorry to cut you, but I agree that these are poetic books and stuff like that, and they have poetry in it. But I guess it's more like even the Apostle Paul, even when he writes sometimes, I know I'm just trying to bring connections, that even when he talks, he may use hyperbolic language, even though he's writing epistles that's supposed to give teachings and things like that. So even though like, even in storytelling, because what we see is a storytelling being told of what's transpiring. So in this story, they're writing this down to let you know this. So I feel like you could still add hyperbolic language into storytelling or into papers or writings that you're trying to do. So yes, it may not be like poetic, but it could still be hyperbolic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and I get what you're saying. And there are certainly places like that in the Bible, but I would just maybe look up, like I said.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look that up for you. I'm definitely
when God gives commands.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, it is very, very, very rare. I don't think that I can think of one off the top of my head, places where God commands something that leaves any room for interpretation anyway.
That's why I was about to look that up. That's why I've been flipping through my Bible.
Yeah. I would definitely search for that because I'm curious. As far from what I have, studied myself, like it's not something that happens. Because again, like these are laws people are expected to follow, and if they disobey, then that's their eternity potentially. So it has to be very clear. But yeah, I mean, we don't have to talk about that right now because I understand it might not be an area that you're as familiar with. But I would just encourage you to look it up and
well,
and
I
see
would
that, because
definitely.
it is interesting. I
Go
love
ahead.
words and studying words, which is why I have the background that I do. And so I think it is very interesting to compare the very precise language in like the books of law in the Bible compared to like other places where like there's parables and poetry and Song of Solomon being all bricked up the whole time. Like it's very interesting to me.
That's funny. That's funny, Dave. That's funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to come up here and say that I know it seems like you're more genuine than a lot of the believers that I speak to these days. But
yeah, I'm definitely genuine, man. I'm definitely.
Can I ask? I may have asked this before, but how long have you been a Christian, and what led you to it?
Good question. Good question. I guess I'm getting shot with questions now. But 7 years. So I've been a Christian for 7 years. What led me to be a Christian was probably I had somewhat knowledge of it before. I didn't really when people say did you grow up, I have a hard time understanding what they mean by grow. Like did I get like born and raised in church? No. As I got older, maybe like around 12, 13, got introduced to it, didn't believe yet. When I became, around the age of, teenagers and stuff like that, 16, 17 or 18, 19, 20. Oof, but I can't do math correctly. Anyways,
You're good.
I guess that's what happens when you just get off of work. But yeah, yeah. So for about 7 years, I believe
Okay.
because I heard somebody preach, and it was about sin and conviction and things like that. So like more of like feeling like wanting to do better, be better. It wasn't like intellectual at that in the infant stage of it, but it became
Yeah.
intellectual as I grew because I'm a person who loves to learn. So with
Mhm.
me loving to learn, like I'm exposed to things real fast. Like maybe like the first 2 months, I was exposed to like already contradictions of the Bible. Like I'm very like how should I say? I'm very I put myself out there in a sense where like I don't run away. Like I would tell you I don't know something, but I won't run
Yeah.
away and tell you like what I hold to. So I think as I grew my faith, I started to become more intellectual, starting to have conversations and things like that. And I guess you could say recently for the past 7 to 8 months, I've been studying in depth slavery in the Bible. And I'm actually, I'm not trying to do no propaganda, guys, but I've actually I'm actually gonna do an interview with a Hebraic scholar. Gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. I'm not gonna tell who, but but with a Hebraic scholar talking about who specialize in this topic and things like that. I don't know if he's a
Okay.
Christian or not. He doesn't even make that clear, but he's a Hebraic scholar, all I know. So maybe it could be edifying. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've been taking my time and my due diligence to study. Like when I study a topic, like I want to make sure like it's good enough where I could go out and have a conversation with somebody and I
Mhm.
don't sound like I'm just like gasping for air.
Yeah. No, that's dope. I think.
Yo, Gigawatts is funny. It was like,
Yeah. No, Giga, that's one of my friends. He's crazy, but I love him. No, but that's dope. I would just, be careful, man, because it sounds like you're on the same road that led me out of it.
hey man, I'm
I
I'm
think
a
that
very like I don't shy away from like what you call it from learning about things. Like I like to take it on head on, head first.
yeah,
So I mean,
that's good. Just yeah, keep that spirit for sure. And whether or not it leads you away or deeper in, like, is totally fine. But I think it's really important that all Christians and pretty much everyone is knowledgeable about the things that they
hold to.
believe.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I think that your story is very common in that,
Yeah, it
like,
is.
you were in a place where you needed something, and God, Jesus was there, and that kind of led you down this road. But
Yeah, it
a
was
lot of
pretty
people
common.
just
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
a lot of
right. It's
people
pretty
just leave
common.
it at that. A lot of people don't go as deep as it seems like you're
Correct.
going, and take it as seriously. So I think that's very admirable of you, and I think like, definitely keep doing that. Definitely keep searching, and I would also encourage you not to, like, consider outside perspectives as well. It seems like you don't have any concern about whether this scholar is a believer or not, which is
I don't.
great.
I don't care.
Yeah, I
I
think
just.
you should keep.
I don't even know if he is or not. I'm being quite frankly, which I don't know. But hey, I mean,
Yeah, no, definitely keep doing that, because, like, obviously you want to hear from people within the faith, but I think it's also important to hear opposing views. I think that's what really helped me, even when I was a Christian.
mhm.
It strengthened my faith and my apologetics and, like, everything. So I think definitely listen to all the information you can from all the sources you can,
Mhm.
because you don't want to be put in, like, a echo chamber.
Correct. Right. I talked about that. Like literally, I was on a live show. I wasn't talking. I was just listening. I like to listen. Because I don't want to commit no straw man and saying something people are not actually saying. So I
Yeah.
listen. I may peep around, just lingering. I may disagree, but who doesn't disagree with people? I mean, and that's common.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing that I noticed about you is that you don't like, have these conversations to, like, win like an argument or something. It seems like you're really coming from a place of, like, curiosity and, like, wanting to learn more, which is good. I think a lot of the people on this app doing this are only doing it to, like, win or, like, own the atheist or whatever.
Hey, that's what debates are for. This is not a debate.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
why it says dialogue. If it said
Yeah.
debate,
So
it
I,
would have
I
been
think
something
it's
else.
I think the conversations like this are much more productive and educational for, like, everyone involved. Like, it's not we're not responding to win a point, like we're just sharing opinions, and I think that's awesome. And I think you should keep doing that.
I'll give you a follow, Days, and I'm gonna go take a look at your book too, man.
Oh yeah, thanks, man. I don't know if it's gonna be your cup of tea, but
hey, man,
so.
we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Nice.
Can I call you by your name, or should I just call you Expounding? I know that a lot of people
expound. I usually say Expounding because I've gotten a lot of weirdos, man. I got a weirdo not too long ago. They say they were saying some.
No, you're good. You're good. I don't want to dox you. You're fine. Well, it's been nice talking to you, man.
Let me disconnect you because I heard that TikTok, what you call it, does something weird. If I don't know.
Oh, no worries. No worries. Well, have a good rest of your day, dude. It was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. Have a good one.
All right.
All right. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Oh, Leador True. Let's see.
What's good, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good.
Rape, kill, and enslave niggers. Rape, kill, and enslave niggers. Rape, kill, and enslave niggers.
Whoa. Oh, man. Woo. I knew he was gonna get one of them eventually, man. That is insane. We went for a good conversation until can't make this junk up, man. You can't. He followed. No, I don't want you to follow me, man. Nah, I'm blocking you, man. I don't want you to follow me, nah, man. I ain't desperate for follows, man. I'm straight. I ain't desperate for them things. Nah, I don't care about that. Yeah, let me report this, man. All right, there you go. Hey, man, I blocked him. I report him. Hey, I'm not desperate for follows or anything like that. He could get the boot. That was definitely something I wasn't expecting. But yeah, that was a good conversation with Days, man. I'm definitely gonna take a look at his book and things like that. I'm definitely gonna research what he said. I wrote it down exactly. He said when God, excuse me. Yeah, Gigawatts. Days is a good dude. I had him before when I had another saying why you are a Christian and why aren't you a Christian. So I had him before. So cool dude. Even though he's an atheist, very respectful. I love the conversations that I have with him. He'll be like a type of friend that I'll have, even though he's an atheist, who like I would like love to have this back and forth, respectful conversation. Like I like that. That's the type of person I am. And I wrote down and said, when God gives commands, is there ambiguity with it? Yeah, with like, is it a way that you could see it as, poetic or hyperbole? So, Dave the Wave. I don't know you either, man, but I gotta block you too, man. I don't even know you, bro. Like, I'm getting a lot of weird people, man. There's a lot of weird people on TikTok, man. A lot of weird people. All right. Besides those weird people and things like that, we only got 2 people in here. It's been a good live stream. We've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. I think this was really good. Definitely something. I gave Days a follow. I'll probably message Days a little later or something like that. Maybe not even today. Maybe sometime in the future, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I definitely wrote that down. All right. I think we're doing good for today, man. I think I gave a good hour talk and things like that. Yeah. I enjoyed the talk. Hopefully, you guys have a blessed one, and I'll leave you guys to be it, man. Have a good one. All right. Good talk. Good talk. All right. All right, YouTube land. How you guys doing? Hopefully, you guys doing good, man. I just want to say thank you, Chuck, for joining us. Thank you, Josh, for joining. Thank you, Sarah, for joining. And Chuck, oh, sorry, I wanted to talk about what you said, Chuck. I didn't want it to ignore it and things like that. I guess one thing that I wish I would have talked to the guy about Days is like he's saying it's wrong, but by what standard is he calling wrong? Like he's the person who supports abortion or the unaliving of what we believe to be babies. Scientifically, it's babies in the womb. Scientifically, if you want to be scientific, that's who they would hold to. Like it's being very hypocritical, right? And he said he didn't want to go down that route, right? But I think definitely what I'll ask him next time is to ask him like, yo, like, that's very hypocritical. And it almost brings up to the first guy who couldn't make no genuine argument. Days brought up a better argument. Days is he's a non-Christian, but he's definitely one of the cool ones. You know what I mean? Definitely a cool person. So I respect him a lot. You guys should too. I'm definitely gonna take a look at his book to see how it is. I like to support people because life is rough. Life is rough for people, man. You got to do your best to be there for one another. But yeah. You guys have a good one. Be on the lookout. I will have videos coming out. I am gonna try to be consistent with videos, but yeah, guys, don't worry. I'm gonna do my thing. You guys have a good one, and God bless you guys.